Hey, welcome back. It's Thirsty Thursday edition of Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. We're still stretching out, getting things worked out here in the new studio, but hey, we are on Broadway, and we're at the Question Tequila Studios in downtown today on Broadway. It is a beautiful day, not quite so beautiful just down the street at the New York Stock Exchange, which has shed about 150 points of gains today. And also in the red today is Bitcoin down, breaking under 8,000, which is a 20% drop from just a couple weeks ago when I bought it. So that's why I tell you all the time not to take financial advice from me, but I'll keep you posted on that. We'll be talking to Ite, the CEO of Anywhere, that has a lot of blockchain influencers on there. And now we're going to do we have Robin Biro or no? We do not. Okay. So we mix it up every day with a Democrat and a Republican. I'm the independent. But a well-known friend of the show joins us today, and that's Manny Alicandro. He's a famed New York attorney, candidate for New York City public advocate, MIT grad, newsmaker, newsbreaker, all that good stuff. And he always helps us out by coming down. Manny, thanks for joining us today. What's happening? All the scandals you're covering right now. The Epstein scandal, the MIT scandal.
There's a lot going on. Absolutely. I mean, this whole whistleblower thing is just, it's really a tremendous opportunity for us to kind of take a deep breath and figure out what's going on.
Got it.
Really is.
So when Epstein was allegedly dead, you were outside the hospital where they took him, so you're the man on the street, and then all of a sudden the Epstein stuff broke that he was giving donations and behind the table, and people knew about it even when he was banned. And you're an MIT grad, so of course you're getting the letters from the people that give the big money.
Yes.
Like
yes.
you, and
yes.
Now again you're right on the forefront of what's happening with Epstein.
Yeah, you know, look, kind of situation is this. I still think where there's smoke, there's fire. There's a lot going on that we don't know yet. There absolutely is a ton going on that we don't know, and we got to get to the bottom of it, right? I mean, there's clearly the appearance of a pay-to-play going on right now, and we need to figure out what happened with Joyito, with MIT, and Epstein. I mean, there's relationships that clearly go beyond Epstein and MIT in terms of relationships that Epstein had with third parties that he introduced to MIT as well.
That's crazy. So, the DNI, you're an attorney. The DNI testimony today, I don't know how much of it you caught. We were carrying it live the last couple hours right here on Newsmax, but did you hear any of his comments today?
I did hear some. I mean, again, look, I think a whistleblower process is fundamentally important in anything, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at corporations, you know, they have an ombudsperson and they facilitate complaints. But what the important part about any kind of process with a whistleblower is you cannot rush to judgment. You cannot rush to judgment whatsoever, right? You need to determine the underlying facts, and most importantly, you need to determine the credibility of that whistleblower. And was there an intention behind that? What did they know? How did they know it? And how did they come to know it?
So let me ask you, as an attorney, someone comes to you, and I pointed this out earlier, but just confirm that I got this right for our audience. The federal government has a program where whistleblowers not only get special protections, right?
Correct.
But if it winds up in fines, penalties, seizures, forfeitures, the whistleblower gets a cut of that.
Correct.
So there's a bounty system out there.
Correct.
For whistleblowers. Great. Now someone comes to you, Manny Alicandro, I got a whistleblower, I am going to make a score here, okay? Okay, tell me what you know. I wasn't there for it. But I've been told by other people, Manny, that Trump did some really crazy stuff. And what would you say to that case?
Where's the credibility lie? I mean, in terms of what we're talking about, fundamentally, we're talking about the conversation.
I wasn't there. But my colleagues told me that they heard some crazy things.
That's hearsay, right? I mean, the most important thing fundamentally with a whistleblower is your personal knowledge. What knowledge do you have? How did you obtain it? Did you get an email? Were you a witness? Were you an eyewitness? Did you overhear a phone call? Whatever. But not third-party hearsay. That's just totally irrelevant.
Is that in like civil cases, criminal cases? Is hearsay evidence even allowed?
in very rare circumstances. What would happen would be you would make some type of referral where they would do a more thorough investigation of that person that they're suspecting of being a bad actor.
So like someone's dead, let's say,
Right.
right? And his wife of 70 years says, hey, he told me this exact thing verbatim for 20 years.
Right.
Would hearsay be allowed there?
Potentially in terms of a recollection of memory, in terms of a specific conversation. But I'm talking about if you look at what's going on right now, there's just clearly a rush to judgment, objectively, not even politically. There's a rush to judgment. Moving forward with an impeachment inquiry based upon a whistleblower complaint, we don't even know the integrity and the veracity around that complaint.
Help our audience with this, because a lot of people are asking me, messaging me. What is an impeachment inquiry? What's that mean? Inquiry.
It means what they're doing is they're getting the committees together to determine how to move forward. But let's not forget, impeachment is predicated in the Constitution based on somebody committing the president, or they're talking about impeaching Kavanaugh. It doesn't have to be the president per se. We always talk about impeaching the president. You could impeach someone else. High crimes and misdemeanors,
right,
which have specific definitions. Talking to the president of Ukraine and this puffery, hyperbole, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, rises to the standard of a high crime and misdemeanor.
Well, what about this? Joe Biden is seen right on video. We played it yesterday a couple times, saying, when he was vice president, I want this person, this prosecutor who's looking into my son's company,
right,
I want this prosecutor fired within 6 hours.
Right.
And if he isn't fired, I'm going back to the U.S. with $1 billion in loan guarantees that you're not getting.
Right.
So he basically did what he said.
Right.
And now they're turning it that
That's problematic.
Trump was going after Biden because he's a likely political foe.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
No, how about this? He was the vice president of the United States in the prior administration, which I already know was wiretapping me and trying to run a coup against me. So if he was also getting his son paid billions in the meantime, I think we should bring him to the town square.
I mean,
That's what I think.
That should be looked at and investigated. The question is, what's the proper forum to do that? How do you get to that conclusion?
And what
How
Donald
do you
Trump,
do that?
right? What Donald Trump did is he says, "Hey, I want you to give me. I'm going to give you my best man, the Department of Justice, Bill Barr,
Right.
And my personal attorney,
Right.
and figure out how we can get this done. And I assure you, then we're going to be in a lot better place, regardless of the outcome."
Right, and
right?
you're going to look at it broader, right? Was there quid pro quo? Am I giving you something? Am I asking you to do something, and I'm going to give you money, or I'm going to withhold money unless and until you give me information? That's the crux of the issue. Did that occur? Not based upon what I've seen from the transcript. Were there other conversations where that discussion occurred? I don't know. Does the whistleblower know that? We don't know that. But what I've seen based upon the transcript, there's nothing there.
Yeah, at some point, I feel like I love it because they just keep digging themselves a bigger hole.
Right.
But at another point, like, what are you doing to America? Like, people are confused. Like, wait, we were impeaching him for Mueller. That didn't happen.
Right.
Now, 2 weeks ago, we're going to impeach Kavanaugh.
Right.
Because this new supposed things are coming out.
Right.
Now we're going to impeach because of the phone call with the Ukraine president.
Right.
Like, you don't even know what impeachment people are talking about
I mean, the
anymore.
whole
We're going
thing's crazy.
to keep a scorecard now. Maybe impeachment 1 is Mueller. Impeachment 2 is Kavanaugh. Impeachment 3 is Ukraine. Right? I mean, we got multiple impeachments going on.
Impeachment should be an extremely high bar. What they're doing right now is lowering the bar. And they're trying to figure out where does that bar lie and what is the offense? Is it an impeachable offense? Talking about Biden, we need to get to know the facts of what happened with that. Was there a
quid pro quo? Says, when they go low, we kick them. You know what I'm saying? And they are going to be kicking themselves very soon. Yes, there's 3 impeachments, 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to be back in 1, 2, 3 with more Liquid Lunch after this.